business, or that it is the way of business. While the other school of thought views it as a sand on the wheels of commerce, meaning that it hinders entrepreneurial development. Embracing this later ideology or thought, it's very, very imperative, because it breeds entrepreneurs with the mindset that believe that it's very possible to flourish in business without corrupting anyone. If we are to build an entrepreneurial culture with that mindset, I will create a thriving economy as a nation. Erica, when we look at the corruption perception index by Transparency International, you will see that countries with the highest levels of corruption, they also have got the highest levels of poverty in those countries. While countries with the lowest levels of corruption, like Denmark, Finland, Singapore, Sweden, and New Zealand, they also have the lowest levels of poverty. So this is not a coincidence. There is a positive correlation between corruption and poverty. So if we are going to create a strong economy, we have to create an entrepreneurial space that is corruption free. Entrepreneurship is a key driver to economic growth. It pushes the levels of economic development in a particular country. So, but in order for there to be serious activity, we must create a conducive environment as entrepreneurs ourselves, which is corruption free. So fighting corruption is not just an issue that has to be left for the government, but it's something that has to be a combined effort for between the private sector and the public sector together. So before we delve into the negative effects of corruption on entrepreneurship, we want first to define what is corruption. Although there is no single agreed definition of corruption, it is widely accepted that it involves the use of and it involves the abuse of entrusted power for personal gain by individuals or institutions, both in the private and in the public sectors. And corruption, Erica, takes many forms and linked to different kind of behaviors, such as bribery, embezzlement, nepotism, extortion, kickbacks, money laundering, fraud, and conflict of interest. Now, we want to look at the cost of corruption to the entrepreneurs. Number one, Erica, is that it discourages new business ventures. Corruption discourages new business ventures. Corruption pollutes people's perception about business. There are people out there, Erica, who believes that it's not possible for you to flourish as an entrepreneur without being connected or to be hazvigoni kuti ubudirire semunhu ada kutanga business or ari business rake usiri connected nemumwe munhu ane a position of authority anogona kuzokubatsira mushure mekunge uchida kuita business rako because of corruption, which is a very wrong view, and it discourages business at a higher level. So corruption, it kills hope.
I heard someone say the other day, Anzimazwano, uche hands ndanzilikuone is stronger than your certificate.
You see now.
Ndanzilikuone.
So kana zvatodaura iri zvatoshata. So totaura kuti corruption inopolluta people's perception about business. And corruption kills hope. Hope is an important motivating factor in life. Where there is hope, people can actually take risk. But because of corruption, create an environment. People, they become scared, they are discouraged. One thought, no, I don't know anyone, so I cannot make it. Yet, you can actually prosper in business without knowing anyone. So it's very, very important. And another second factor is that corruption, it undermines or promotes unfair competition. Companies and entrepreneurs that engage in corrupt practices, they gain an unfair advantage over honest entrepreneurs and business people, leading to market distortions and reduce business opportunities for ethical companies. There are many negative effects of unfair competition. When you look at unfair competition can actually push, other businesses to close because they are not being given the opportunity that is equal with others. The result inozoitika in the market is that prices they go high. Wherever corruption ikaita high, affect my customers because mitengo inova yanyanya kukwira pamusoro and my customers anenge akupiwa substandard products, poor quality products and services in the process. So it's something that is not very good. So we must try and try to create a conducive environment as entrepreneurs. And another important factor is that corruption, it increases the cost of doing business. Paying bribes to obtain permits, licenses, and contracts significantly increases operational expenses of running a business, which has got a serious impact on the viability of running the business itself. Imagine the cost of running a business, any extra 15% or 20% cost. So at the end of the day, business are so good jakanaka. And another important also point is that corruption reduces innovation within the entrepreneurial space. If we have got an environment or a culture within our entrepreneurial space that is rife in corruption, it reduces innovation. Corruption, it stifles innovation by creating a system where business, they prioritize rent-seeking behavior of gaining profit through corruption over developing new products and services. Where will be the motivation, Erica, of novel ideas, products and services within the market space when you know that you know someone whom you can give a brown envelope? Over ango kuitira kuti dhiri rako riite. Saka corruption breeds incompetence. It breeds incompetency. We operate in an environment operate at a substandard level where we cannot compete at a global level because of corruption. Because company kwakati dzinopiwa order naningi, and at the end of the day, the entrepreneurial space aichava that vibrant. Atisisina innovation and creativity, and then we hinder economic development in the process. And another cause of corruption is that it discourages investment. Imagine Erica telling an investor who is asking you, how do you win your contracts? And you tell them it's easy. We just give the people that we just give kickbacks. Then we get all these contracts. A real investor will say, no, I don't want to commit my capital in a business that thrive, by winning contracts through bribing people. Because it's not certain. What about that person is chased away from that position? Is there a future for that business? So investors are not interested to come and commit their capital in a business that is tainted with corruption. They don't prefer that. And one thing that is very key is that when corruption is reported in a business, the existing investors and shareholders who lose the confidence that they had put in that business initially. So investors are even business so it's very, very imperative that internal and external investors, all of them are not keen to commit their capital in an environment that is rife of corruption. And another cost of corruption is that it damages the business brand. It damages the business brand. Once your business is exposed and tainted with corruption, general public, including your loyal customers, will have a negative perspective about your business. Once your customers have a negative perspective about the brand is everything. The zita business once that taintwa corruption, my customers has no confidence not only in the brand but also in all the products and services. Corruption, compromise my standards. service delivery out or produce some products out. So you see customers who start running away from you. This business is corrupt. And also another cost of corruption, which is very key, is that it breeds uncertainty and instability. A corrupt environment creates uncertainty for entrepreneurs, as they may not be able to predict how regulations will be applied, what additional costs will arise due to potential bribes. Corruption creates an uncertainty environment because saka magopost anogona kuchinjwa anomuka akachinjwa kana munhu achakafa motangidza futi anoona saka hapana kwatinenge tichienda anditeka at the end of the day kuti uboste or ufunge kuti you are an entrepreneur iwewe uri kuramba uchiita pedo your business anditeka corruption. And another cause of corruption is that corruption it's a brain drain yakanyanya. Talented individuals manema excellent skills that we need within the entrepreneurial space, they will feel away when the environment is rife with corruption, because what it does is that they will be denied the jobs and the positions that they deserve because they are qualified for them. Other people, someone as somebody qualified, as an experience, we say that corruption has got many forms. One of it is nepotism. When we are talking about nepotism, Erica, we are talking when you favor family and friends and for positions that they are not qualified. And